And welcome everyone to the Beginners Online Trading webinar. My name is Danny and I will be giving you the webinar today. We will open with a nice introduction to the company. Okay, let me just also make sure that it's on the right screen. Okay, it seems fine. So first we'll have a nice introduction to the company, to our facilities, what we have here in the website in terms of we're going to cover here the left hand side. We have some nice buttons here with certain functions that can really help us. We're going to go through that. The second part will be more practical. We will discuss the basics, fundamental to trading, just necessary things you should probably know before you start trading. And lastly, we will have analysis as an addition, as a bonus, if you wanna call it this way, if time will allow us, and we will cover everything that we should on the second and the first and the second segment. Now, beside that, it's also important to know that any capital markets and trading information disclosed in this webinar is provided for informative purposes only, should not be constructed or applied as an investment advice, recommendation, or a suggestion. Now, apart from that, what I wanted to say is that the webinar is recorded. So even if you've missed a part or there is some things that you would like to recap in your own time, you can just get to our channel, our YouTube channel, and you can find the recorded versions there. I do think that the rest of the webinars are recorded as well. So if you guys ever wondered, in our YouTube channel, you can find a lot of content. That's beside the content that we're offering here on the website, which, like I said, I'm going to cover. All right, let me just make sure that everything is recorded and then we can hit the road. So I'll be right back. Thank you very much. Okay, I got myself here a nice place to jot down the notes. I would suggest you guys do the same. Like I said, I'm Danny. This is the Beginners Online Trading webinar, the Trading Success Blueprint. But I have to say that the tools that you're going to receive here will, of course, be efficient for advanced, intermediate, and advanced traders as well. They're not only beginners, but that webinar is more dedicated to that. Okay, so like I said, we will have a nice introduction to the company. So you guys already know that AvaTrade, we are a regulated company. We exist since 2006, nearly 2 decades. We have 9 licenses worldwide. In case you have a question or a query or anything that you need assistance with, you can always access the customer service from the bottom left area. As you can see here, chat with us or the WhatsApp. This whole entire interface is called a web trader, and there is no need to download or install anything at all. Okay, it should be this way as soon as you are logging in with your email and password. Now, if it doesn't look this way, what you can do is you can send an email to cs@avatrade.com for your convenience. They will apply it on your account, okay? And then it should look like that. From the other side, as I said, customer service is for customer service, right? But from the other side, we also have a senior account manager that can be assigned on your file. And he, let me just put that down there. And he can also assist you with that matter as well. Okay, if you don't see the web trader, if you see just the regular website and you would like to apply it, your senior account manager can assist you with that as well. Yeah, now beside that, the senior account manager can also assist you with all kinds of things related to trading. So that means a plan, a strategy, all kind of calculations, risk money management, everything you can basically think of in regards to trading. Your senior account manager is your person to go. Okay, we don't charge for that, but that depends on your eligibility. You have to first to fund your account and then to start moving, and then you can ask for a senior account manager assignment unless he already contacted you before automatically. Now, apart from the from the web trader and the AvaGo, that's the app. That's the app. What I wrote here to the right side, it's the app. This may be the desktop version, but the app looks almost the same. Of course, it's going to be smaller and things are going to be presented a little differently. But that's okay. Certain features I'm going to show you. You can find it on the app as well. Okay, Eva Protect and the calculations we're doing here, which can save you a lot of time. You don't have to do it in your head. Okay. Right, so we have the WebTrader and the AvaGo. Apart from that, we have the MetaTrader 4, the MetaTrader 5, which are conservative platforms, very straightforward platforms. I don't think there's really any need for me to go too far with that. We have Ava Social and we have Ava Options. Now again, it's not really a webinar for those, so there is no point for me teaching you those, but I'm just going to say a few words about Ava Social because this is a webinar for beginners. Okay, so Ava Social, what it does is it's follower copy. What it does is it allows you to follow or copy someone. That means you're going to have access to some lists, which you can pick from those a certain individual that you would like to follow. You can keep track about his tradings and see if you want to follow, and then you can either click on follow or copy, and then it allows you to do one of two things. Actually, okay, so the follow, what it does is you get messages, you get information about the person that you're following, but it doesn't execute the trades, doesn't launch the positions. Okay, it's up to you. You can use it as a reference. You can do a lot of things with it, but it doesn't happen. It doesn't launch the positions automatically. It just means that you're following for information, and it's up to you whether to do it or not. Copy does the same thing, but it launches the same positions as the person that you're following. Now, there are adjustments which you can make, which I would highly recommend to go through that before letting it run, which you can customize the lot size, you can customize the proportions, you can adjust your account to his account in terms of risk money management in a very, very flexible way. So this is maybe one of the preparations I would do. Okay, let me just quickly recap that. Follow means I'm going to get notifications from the person I'm not personally from the person I'm following, but I'm going to get from the app notifications what my trader is doing, and I can do the same. Copy means I'm going to do the same. Okay, automatically it launches the position and I get the information for me to later on review or whatever I want to do with it. I would highly recommend, even if you're a beginner or more than that, I'd highly recommend you to download the app. It's remarkable. Yeah, for research and for, of course, as a beginner, I remember I didn't know a lot. So obviously following someone that has more experience and is successful can be very efficient. Okay, now we are going to proceed with the web trader and the with the web trader, okay, for the majority of the webinar. And let's start with the left-hand side. As I said, there are a few buttons here, some functions here, which I want to show you. And the first thing that I'm going to show you now is the signals. Now, the whole process with trading, the whole combination with trading, how to know what to do and how to do, the analysis is divided to two types of analysis. Okay, we have technical. Don't worry, I'm going back to the guide through, but first I want to give you a guide through to the guide through, so you will know what I'm showing you. So we have two types of analysis. technical and fundamental analysis. Okay. What I'm going to show you, first of all, what does that mean? Okay. Technical and fundamental analysis. The technical analysis, that means that there are many ways to do it. Okay, but I analyze the candles, I analyze things that are called support and resistance, I analyze averages, I analyze also certain perhaps areas. This is technical analysis. Technical analysis is more involved with what's in the chart, right? Fundamental analysis will be the opposite, will be in terms of any kinds of news, any kind of reports, any kind of occurrences that makes the market fluctuate. It doesn't have to be what I said, because as you know, COVID, one of the most fundamental things, to my personal opinion, it wasn't a report, it was something else, a pandemic. Okay, and it shook the market. So fundamentals can be anything that is not from the chart. Okay, what makes the market move, giving it a reason. Okay, analysis, technical analysis will be how it's moved, and maybe fundamental analysis will be why it's moving. As an example, we have the CPI in approximately 2 hours, the consumer price index, and this is a report that we expect will make the market fluctuate. Okay, and that's fundamental analysis. So what I'm going to show you now is technical analysis based type of, which is the signals. Now signals, for the whoever doesn't know, they are instructions how to buy and how to sell. And the way that I can access the signals is with, you see this blue lightning icon here in the brackets. What happens when I click on it is it's opening me here some information. And this is exactly what I said a minute ago. Support and resistance are levels of, first we have to change the validity. Okay, support and resistance are edge points on my chart, and it allows me to understand whether I can, if it's a good place for an entry, if it's a good place to close the position, etc. Okay, now first thing that I'm going to do with the signal, don't worry, I'm going to recap that in a moment. But the first thing that I'm gonna do to confirm the levels here is that I can see the same picture as the validity in here. And if the validity here is daily, that means that each candle here is daily, right? Difference of a day. I have to first change it to the daily. Right, and then if I want to see 104,550, let's see, 104,550, it's a little higher. Actually, I'm not going to struggle with that. I'm going to show you a nice trick. Going to click it, and then I'm going to simply change it from the coordinates. Yeah, and then it's right here. So what I can do is I can just keep on placing the levels, support and resistance, and validate to me if it seems viable, if it's still worth using. Okay, because a signal is produced upon a certain price in a certain time. Okay, it's provided by the trading central. And I understand that because the market is moving all the time, the analysis that was here, whether if it's a buy or a sell scenario, might change. Yeah, makes sense, because the market has moved. We have analyzed upon a certain price, and then it moved to one of the places, either the sell or the buy. There are also scenarios which, let me hop on to the signal section itself. See, there are certain times when the market has already, look what happens when I click on the view signal. The market has already reached a key level. Okay, so one of the scenarios that was analyzed is no longer viable. Okay, as you can see here. Now, a proper signal, still valid, if the signal was still valid, what it will allow me to do is if I click whether buy or sell, it would have placed take profit and stop loss automatically. Okay, now we still don't know what they are, so let's first explain what they are and then we can carry on with ease. Okay, take profit, what it does, let's suppose that I'm well, apparently I'm buying oil now, buying a Brent oil. Okay, and let's suppose, just a second, we are on 1 minute. Okay, let's change it to daily. Let's suppose that we right now want to close the position from 82 to 83. And again, I completely understand that you guys, that people are not necessarily going to understand the reason that I'm doing it and so on, but it doesn't really matter. I just want to explain to you about the take profit and the stop loss so we can use it to understand the signals a bit better. Okay. Yeah, so the take profit, what it does is it closes the position automatically with a profit, and stop loss automatically close it with a loss. Now, if I would wanted to have $1 up and $1 down difference, okay, right now all the colors and everything that I'm doing, it doesn't really have any meaning. Don't worry, I'll cover that. So the current price is 82.4. I took the take profit, I've placed it on 83.4. Okay. And the stop loss, I've placed it on 81.4. Okay. Now, what will happen if it gets to here? I'm gonna make $100. If it gets to just a second, to here, then I will lose $100. Now again, it doesn't mean that I've placed it here if it's good or not. It doesn't mean anything. Okay, I'm just explaining you. Here it's going to stop it automatically with a profit. Here it's going to stop it automatically with a stop loss. And the signal, what it does is it plays that for you automatically if it's still valid. So this one we understand, okay, it already passed the analysis that was done here is no longer viable. But if we take something like euro pound as an example, and I am okay, again, I could validate, I could place the lines here, very nice, okay. And then when I'm done, I'm picking a sell or a buy scenario. I also have the pivot point that it was based upon. I have certain levels, as we said, support and resistance, okay? And I'm gonna go with a buy scenario as an example. And I already have it. Okay, now I can adjust it. If I want, I can adjust the lot size. I can adjust take profit. Okay, let's increase it. Okay, I can also increase it by 100 pips as an example. Yeah, and then yeah, it's very simple. So you choose the buy and the sell, the buy or the sell. You click it and it launches. It places it automatically. Later on, you can adjust it if you want. You can launch it as it is. It's really up to you. So overall, 1, 2, 3, basically, you're on with a signal. Okay. Very, very easy. Of course, you can do the same preparations which I've mentioned to change the validity, to analyze support and resistance, do further analysis. It's not mandatory, but you can do it. And I would highly, highly recommend you to do it, of course. Yeah, I think this is enough with the signals, right? Do we have any questions? Any questions in terms of the signal section or what I showed before? Okay, guys, so we have We will get the recording. Mrs. Nana, I hope. Well, you can get it again. You can get it from the YouTube channel as I have explained in the beginning. But if you just join, I guess that you don't know because I have explained that in the beginning. You can get the webinar on our YouTube channel. I highly doubt it. We're going to send a recording. It's possible, but again, I don't want to guarantee anything. Guys, for the questions, you don't have to raise your hand. You don't have to raise your hand. There is a question section to the left, or we moved it to the right. Anyway, the question section is there, and you can ask whatever you want. You don't have to raise your hand. Okay, let's carry on to the next part. We said technical and fundamental analysis. So obviously, the signals are technical analysis. Fundamental analysis will be, as we said, news, all kind of. Okay, we have a question from Gabriel. How can I use the signals? So as I said, Gabriel, there are two very easy ways to use the signals. One is when you click on that, then the signal is opening. And you can choose buy or sell. You click it and it's on. Okay, it's already this way. Second way is to go to the signal section itself. The huge benefit using the signal section itself is that the signal production time linear line down. So you can go by the newest to the farther down, okay? We have a question from Steven. Okay. Are the spreads cost higher on a sell scenario or a buy scenario? No, the spread stays the same, Steven. Sorry, it doesn't stay the same. It can change, but it's not because of buying or selling. Buying and selling has the same spread. Let me show you. Oh, sorry. Let me go on just anything, to be honest. You see, the spread stays the same. Okay. Okay. Is there any cost? No, there is no cost for the signals, guys. This is content that I'm showing you now that you can use as long as you're EVA users. This content is for you to use, to enjoy. Yeah, it doesn't cost anything for the time being. All right, this is why I said it. It's extremely helpful in the beginning. All right, and let's just okay, great. Do we have any other questions? This is very good. Thank you for reminding me to remind you guys. This doesn't cost you anything. Okay. Yeah. So as I said, let's move on to fundamental analysis. Where do I find? It's right here, Gabriel. It's really right here. Sorry. You see, you have to fold it down. You fold it down. You see those two arrows here? Fold it down. And then all those are with signals. All of those are equipped with signals, okay? Or if you go to the signal section itself, it's very easy to find. Very easy to find, okay? Signals, view signal, yeah. Okay, still, if you're struggling, just watch the recording, the recording, and then you can see what I showed. Okay, so let's go onto the news section. As you can see here, there is as I was about to show, there are certain filters here which I can use. Let's go with if I'm more interested into stocks or maybe commodities in here. Okay, then it's showing me at the bottom what it's related to, and I can understand maybe crude oil will have an impact from that. Okay, a very big, a very small maybe, because this is about crude oil. Okay, we have the premium Asia market that has 4 potential instruments that can fluctuate from that. Yeah, it's very self-explanatory. This section here is very comfortable to use. You can also refresh. It's also by the Trading Central. Yeah, just enjoy it. You also have date here. Okay, if I go down to discovery, we have here the economic calendar and the market buzz, which can show me what fluctuative assets we have that I might want to focus. Okay, you can see relatively interesting things here. Zoom out, zoom in. Okay, very nice. And at the bottom, we have the economic calendar. Okay, which I can filter it the same way by the countries, by the you see it's already, I'm gonna reset everything. Okay, so if I click on a specific country, it's gonna show me only that. And if not, it's gonna show me everything. Then I have the impact, low, medium, and high, which I can choose what's I'm more interested about. Maybe I'm more of high events. I want to know only the important things. Okay, or maybe right now I'm on a vacation. I'm not interested in trading those. Maybe I want to trade to know what's trading next week, so I can mark from the 22nd to the 29th, and then it's going to show me the events for next week. I can also choose a particular okay, is we have a non farming payroll. Okay, so let's say okay, then I can look for a particular event. I can click it, read what it says, and I also have here the way that it's presented here is what happened last time, what do we expect to happen, and what we this will only show after the occurrence. Okay, because this is the result. All right. So again, the economic calendar also quite explaining itself, and because we have to get on to the second part, unfortunately, we're not going to expand with the economic calendar. Okay, let's just get on moving. Second part, and let's begin with finding a decent asset to analyze today. What are we going to? I think oil didn't look too bad, right? Brent oil. What about crude oil? Crude oil. Okay. No, that's not bad. Let's change it to weeks. Yeah, not bad at all. Okay, let's stay with that. Let's stay with that for the time being. Before I start analyzing that, I first want to give you a guide through about the toolbar here just to do the preparations, and then we can carry on with ease. Okay, right now we're not getting any data from the candles. I'm going to show you how to allow that. And then when you're pointing on the candles, you're going to get the information. Same with the time frame and everything. So let's get rid of that for the time being. Okay, now I looked for an asset manually, but I could just as much, you see, this is where I've been in the beginning. And this is a nice trick to get to the default screen. If I have clicked on something that I'm not exactly sure where I am and I want to go back to the chart, okay, let's suppose that from here I can't get to the chart. So what I can do is just click here, Ava Trade, and then it takes me back to the beginning. And then up here I can just put crude oil, okay, crude oil or CL, it's the same thing. And then I have it, okay, pick it from the list and I have it. If I go to the right, I have the time frames which you saw me changing. Okay, and I just a second, I think weeks is a little better to analyze. No, let's stay with days. I think maybe days. We'll see how it is. Okay. Right. If I keep going to the right, I can change to line or bar or keep it as candles if I want. Now, keep in mind that there are certain things that unfortunately you won't be able to see with a primitive, with a line. Maybe it's not nice to call it primitive, but this is the older version. Okay, what I did is I captured with rectangles the areas that are gonna disappear like magic. Look, I'm gonna show you. You see, with the lines, I don't get those, and those are extremely, extremely important for analysis. Okay, this is why we're using candlesticks, because candlesticks are more specific. Okay, and we can utilize their information to our advantage when it comes down to technical analysis. If I keep going to the right, we have here no crosshair. We can change it to crosshair, and then when I hover with my hand across the chart, I have the information. Without them, I don't. Yeah, it just doesn't do anything. Okay, so let me put that back on. What else I want to show you in here? I can split the chart to two. Okay, maybe it's less relevant for us now. And in here, we can add an indicator, which in a minute we're going to do that anyway, so there is no point to cover that now. Here, you saw all the shenanigans that I have put on the chart. From here, maybe an oval, if I'm analyzing a certain area. And all the lines, right, for support and resistance. So we have certain levels that we would like to acknowledge, perhaps in terms of an area, specific area. This is 1, 2, 3. Just a second. Okay. All right. Yeah. So yeah, this is the preparations. It's nothing too crazy. Okay. So I'm gonna click on buy or sell. It doesn't matter. Both. Open the sidebar to the right. Then I can change it if I want. And we have crude oil, and we have a very lovely chart to enjoy. Okay. The colors are really open for your personal interpretation, but if I'm with a buy, I'd mostly have my upper line green, my lower line red. Okay, and vice versa. I would like to establish for some very, very simple, but I think it's important to establish when I'm buying something, okay, my intention is that the value will increase. When I'm selling something, my intention is that the value will decrease. Therefore, when I'm buying something, if it goes further down, I'm going to have a loss. And when I'm selling something and it goes up, I'm going to have a loss. Okay? And I can sell something without buying it in advance. Okay. After we have established those things, we can definitely carry on with ease. Okay. Now, what we're going to do is first we're going to write down 4 elements that will help us construct a position with a bit more sense. And that's going to be target, time, movements, and units. That also known as amount lot, and that's also known as price difference. Okay. Now, why have I wrote those down? Because currently, let's have a look at the market. Look what a nice market we have today. Okay, we are with a buy. The current price is 78.04, and let's assume that this is my middle line. Okay. Okay, 77.67, that we're going to paint that in olive. Okay. And our olive line will be our midline. Actually, the price is our midline. I'm sorry. Okay, maybe a little higher than that, but that's fine. That will be our primary support line. Okay. What does that mean, support? Support, as you can see, based on that, based on 77.67 that is presented in here. Yeah, it's presented on the left upper corner. I don't know if you can see it. Okay, you see there is a bubble here, and what it says on the low, 77.67. Okay, it's lower than that, 77.77, and it's lower than the priors. The only time that it's been lower than that is on that and on the 8th. Therefore, I have a reason to believe that it might turn around. So I'm gonna put it as my primary support line. Underneath, I have additional support line, which is 77, maybe that one, but I don't really count it because it's very weak. There's only one time it's been rejected. See, maybe lower than that was stronger. See, stronger. And it reached all the way here. So I have a reason to believe it might turn around. Okay, when will it turn around? Possibly 77.80. Okay, again, I might be wrong, but this is how I'm gonna compose my position. Okay, it's that's what I think. So how will I know? Let's suppose that I took here a buy, it went a little higher, no problem. How will I know how much money am I gonna make on that position? Or God forbid, how much I can lose on that position, or how much money I'm using to launch that position. Okay, all those things needs to be thought about before I'm opening the position. Otherwise, if God forbid I take the position and I lose a big chunk of my account, it's never a good thing, right? Okay, this is, of course, what I'm explaining now is a very, very, very basic version of analysis. Okay, right now, and risk money management. Right now, we're not doing anything complicated. Okay, we're focusing on the basics. So because I have absolutely no idea what will happen, I have to put it down to a form that I can understand. Now, if I set a target as an example for let's say $1,000, okay, and I know, okay, I took here a buy, later on I go to my positions and I watch here my position shows plus 1,000. Perfect. Oh, perhaps, okay, we have to bring it up. Okay, and then I know, okay, if my target would have been 1,000, then I know I can close it, no problem. So first thing solved. Now, the time is also something that I need to think about. Why? Because the same reason I'm not gonna go to work for $1 a day or $1 a month. Okay, I also need to know that the money that I've invested, the $10,000 that I've invested, this is a demo account, right? But the $10,000 that I've invested is working properly. And the time length giving the target completely different meaning. Because you have to agree with me that 1,000 per day is not the same as per year. Yeah, because per year it's less than $1,000 a month. Yeah, and per day that means that I'm making approximately 25 to 30K a month, and that's not bad, right? So I need to capture timelines that make sense to my ambitions, so I'll be satisfied with the results, and then I can keep track with my own plan. Let's stick with the conservative. Let's go with 1 week. Okay. And on to the next ingredient, the movements, the price difference. Why do I have to capture the price difference and I can't just take a buy, right, and aim for 85.50? Who think that it can get to here in a week? Can oil possibly, okay, let's keep it this way. Can oil get from 77.99 to 84.50 in a week? What do you think, guys? Is that possible? Is that okay? 77.99 to 84. That's how far away is that? $5 away, right? More. $7 away. What do you think, guys? Is that possible? Okay, there we go. Tim, you think that it's possible? Steven, yes, it's a volatile market. Okay, we have Steven as well. So Steven and Tim, you're so far, the rest wrote no. You're so far the people who said yes. Okay, my question is if it will happen in a week. Let's try and switch to weekly candles just to see when was the last time that it's been there. Okay. Let's see. We are now on weeks. So we have this week, which is our current week, the previous week, 3 weeks ago, and 4 weeks ago, which is that. And we have that. So we have the, hold on, 22nd and the 15th, which was a month ago exactly. Now, to the question if it's possible, of course it's possible. There is not a shred of doubt. Look, things like that happened before, okay? It can fluctuate aggressively, but in terms of realistic or not, okay, do you think that it's realistic to get oil to get to here on average? On average movement, that means no extreme, no exceptional fluctuations. Okay, on average, should it get there or not? Okay, still we don't know. We don't exactly know. Let's switch to, let's add an indicator. Okay, we're going to click here on FX indicators. We are going to put here AVE for average to rule range. We're going to click and drag it to the right. Okay, we have here a simple, Wielders, weight, and exponential. And in here in length, because it's marked on 14, we have to understand that the indicator acknowledges the time length we choose for the candlesticks. So if I'm looking at weeks, this will be 14 weeks. If I'm looking at days, it will be 14 days. If I'm looking at minutes, and so on and so on. Okay, let me then switch. How many weeks was that ago? 1, 2, 3, 4. I can count that as well, to be honest, because in here, when it reached that level, it went down immediately. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so let's just make it 5. Here we're going to switch to maybe orange or something. Okay, and then we have it. Okay, so the actual average movement, let me just quickly write the difference. So the current price is 77.99, 54.50, right? Because we need to know what's the difference. 77.99. Okay, so that's 6.5. What we said that was the average. 3. Okay. Okay. Now, did I? Okay. I just wanted to make sure why I'm looking at weeks. Okay, so we have this versus that. where will that be? 3.6. Let's add it to our price on top of the current price. Let's see where it will be. Where did I get that from? Where did I get that from? The figure that I added from the from down here, from the indicator, okay, from the ATR. And now I want to see, this is again, there is no commitment it will get to here, but at least it helps me understand where it can be. Okay, let's switch to days just for the visibility. You see it's changed. It's changed because we are not one day, but my goal is weekly, so I'm going to stick with the weekly for now. Now, where will it be? Our destined price, let's see, 81.65. 65. Okay. Now, I am not entirely sure that I'm happy with that. The reason is, okay, because this is a consolidation area. I'm not getting into that now. I'm just explaining the logic so you'll understand why I'm doing what I'm doing. This is still midway to the previous segment. You see this oval which I have placed? This is an entire, sorry guys, just a second. This is an entire different segment. Therefore, to jump from here to here, or from here to here, it seems a bit far-fetched. So as a precaution, I'm not gonna go for the ATR full extent. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take maybe less, maybe 70-ish%. Okay, I'm actually gonna go for $2 instead. $2, okay, from 79.99. Sorry, 77.99 to 79.99. Okay. Let's round it up. Let's round it up. This is really this should be much more comfortable this way. And yeah. Now, when I'm looking at the difference in here, what I'm gonna do to ensure that it's buying it for me at 78 is I'm gonna click here on execute when price hits, and then I'm gonna define what is this pending order does. So we already know take profit, okay, it automatically closes my position automatically with a profit. Stop loss automatically closes my position with a loss. So what is that? This is prior we had pending buy and pending sell, if you remember. Buy stop, sell stop. Now it's combined, okay, it's called execute when price hits. This is a pending order that allows you to customize the price that you want to launch the position for. Okay, and instead of buying it now or selling it now or later, I can just place it, and when it reached that, as soon as I click here buy and it reached that level, it's gonna launch the position. Okay. Now, the stop loss, let's use the same length. So 78 means 76. Okay. And now we have finalized the composition. Let's see what's the necessary unit. So how can we know how many units we need? What we're going to do is very simple. Target divided by movements equals units. Therefore, 1,000 divided by 2 is how much? 500. 500 units. So what I'm going to do, you see there is 100 here. I can either expand all the way to 500, or I can delete and simply put down 500, and there you go. Okay, and it shows me that it's perfect, exactly as we wanted. Now, regarding the stop loss, okay, regarding the stop loss, okay, before I carry on with the stop loss, just to show you, to recap here, okay, what happened here. Initially, we analyzed the market roughly. We had an idea, okay, where it can move, how it can move, no problem. But we weren't sure what can be the potential result, how much we can gain, how much we can lose. We didn't know any of that. What is a realistic price? Okay, so if it's a buy, where could it get to here, to here? We didn't know any of that, okay? We did basic analysis. First, we determine a certain target. Then we determine a certain length, which seems reasonable. $1,000 a week brings us $4,000 a month. I'm not sure it's going to get anybody rich, but it's not a bad idea. Movements. Okay, so we analyzed certain levels of resistance. We had this. We had where was it? Just a second. Okay, we had the lines before, right? The upper lines, but it's irrelevant now. Okay, and then we have applied the ATR to see what's more realistic, because it's been a while since it's been on that range. And with the ATR, we were able to see that it's maybe a bit too far, and we took it as a precautious 81.65. As an addition, we lowered that even more, okay, because we wanted to be even more secured, okay, and we went for that. 80, to my personal opinion, is more realistic. Can even go for lower, but again, this is just as an example. And we have finalized the composition with the lot size 500. We tested it. Everything looks perfect. Now, how do I know that I can take the position, that I have enough money? Okay. What I can do, we have something called price per unit times units equals value. I don't need to know that. I don't need to know that by heart, because the platform does that for me. Okay, but I'm gonna show you anyway, just so you'll be able to do it on your own. Okay, so we have 77.87 times 500 times that. You see it's already written here. Look how comfortable that is. Now, if you're using MT4 and MT5, you're not gonna get it, okay? You'll have to do it on your own, which is not bad, again, for the people who know, but that's a huge time saver. It's already here. It's already showing me the result. Leverage, we have here 1 to 10, okay? What does that mean? Means that my account will behave as if I had 10 times more in this particular position, in this particular asset. Multiplies buying and selling. Now, okay, now because I am multiplied by 10, logically I can just take the value and divide that by 10. Therefore, 33, oh, let me put first the equation. So we have value divided by leverage equals margin impact. Okay, very simple. Very, very simple. 38,935 divided by 10. It's simply already written here, but 3,896. And this is the necessary amount. Margin impact or margin requirement equals the necessary amount, open a position. Yeah, very, very simple, okay? Can I change to leverage? You can try. Try it with your senior account manager, Steven. We don't change the leverage, okay? We have a regulation who give us the definitions for the leverage, and we can do what we can do, as we are, as I have explained in the beginning, we are very restricted regulated company. But try it with your account manager. ask him and see how we can assist you with that. All right, guys, our time is up. I really hope that people here, at least you guys, you were able to learn at least one good thing from that webinar. And yeah, beside that, I welcome you all to the live Q&A we're doing tomorrow. And that's it. I wish you all fruitful week and best of luck with trading and have a good day.